Quarterfinal. Best of 5. Let's go!
This could be a really sick game. Blade, if he plays the best WarCraft he can, I feel like at times he even eclipses Foggy in skill. But he doesn't always show his best. I think we saw that last year, right? The first summer season he looked really good. After that, he dropped off a little bit and had some other issues involved as well. But if everything is working out, Blade is insanely strong. And of course, he's going to have to play his very best WarCraft to have a chance against the Emperor. And yeah, that's the big question. What strategy is it going to be? Is it going to be the expansion into standard Knights Gyros? He's certainly capable of that. Or is it going to be something else? From Happy, you know, honestly, nowadays in many matchups, he has become much more versatile and is not so easy to predict. But against Human, he still is. It's Ted Fiends every single time, without exception. You can set your clock to it. It's never gonna change. Most units out there are playing Cryptlord nowadays, Cryptlord expansion, which has its pitfalls as well, but is usually much easier to play than Ted Fiends. But Happy, he doesn't like the Cryptlord. He wants to stick with the DK and Fiends. And so he's doing it here as well.
Similar creep routes by both players. Double ring for Blade to kick things off. I know there's certainly someone complaining about that. But for the Mountain King later, it can be really nice. He's trying to expand Blade always with exceptional positioning. Even on newer maps, we'll see about that. Happy comes in, but only 2 skeletons here. And the DK is already very hurt.
Oh, by the way, is a little far away from the trees, so that might cost him later in the lumber. We'll have to see about that. 1 peasant going down. If that should be the end of it, that would be the most wonderful early game ever. Only 1 peasant dying? That's outrageous. And as the DK came in to harass, he was very low HP, wasn't he? Either Happy didn't creep the first camp perfectly, or he got pulverized like 3 times.
Yeah.
There's a bit of RNG involved in there as well, of course.
There were some spins, that's for sure. Another coil was here, but Blade saving this peasant for now. Fiend has range attacks, so of course. But there's also no Rod of Necromancy anymore. DK down to 150. About to get that block on that Fiend. But yeah, only a couple of workers. 1 more hit on the peasant, and that is it. That's the entire harassment potential for Happy in the early game.
Yeah, 3 peasants going down, that is pretty damn good. Like, that's below standard, I'd say. Like, 4 or 5, that's normally kind of what we used to expect usually. And the tower is about to be standing here in a moment as well. Happy, looking to see if he can get a few more peasants, but without mana, it's going to be hard to do. As tier 2 is going to finish for the undead. Blade's lumber not looking that good, but he does have the lumber mill and is going for a super early lumber harvesting upgrade.
Yeah, that might indicate fast attacks then. Trying to get his level 3 from the Murloc Nightcrawler. There's 1 coil that he has to worry about. But apart from that, like, again, no skeletons, no backpack, which we've seen from Happy multiple times as well. And yeah, 1 coil and 3 fiends. That's all he can do. Okay, poking
the tier 2 starts before the Lich is out, so that's a pretty damn good timing for Blade. Only thing is missing is that level 3, which is very important. And yeah, those rings, dude. Are we just imagining this, or have we had an absurdly high amount of rings this tournament?
Are you finding pattern, Remo? Is stuff rubbing up from me to you?
Well, I'm asking the pattern master, you know?
Yeah, so far.
If someone knows, it must be you.
So far, I guess we're fine. We saw 3 claws just on Johnny Cage's Archmage, so might just be you. Wait a minute. Lich doesn't get a new Rod of Necromancy. He buys a claw instead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Second one already gonna be tremendous on the Lich, of course, but no Rod of Necromancy really is curious. That is normally worth it, but Happy has also been known to only buy a single rod a whole game, save lots of gold. And the AM now has to deal with Lich as well. Soon there's gonna be statues coming in, and he still only has level 1 Watch Elementals. That's a real problem.
Yeah, finishes the shop, more and more towers first. Nova hits big onto 4 targets, and that's the last Water Elemental for a while. The towers, where's the repair? Not here for tower number 1. Buying time for tower number 2, of course. Coils are available. We saw 1. They have another. Will he sell the rings? Not yet. Oh, there's a little nuke here. Is it enough to kill him off? No level 3.
Towers getting cancelled, that's a big deal. It's gonna make these peasants much more exposed. Footies should probably be targeting the Fiends rather than the Lich. But Blade has lots of things to worry about at the moment. Tier 2 for him, though, is soon gonna finish. And when that's done and the MK is coming, that's gonna help him out quite a bit.
Waiting for the dwarf. Nova again on this Archmage, slowing him down once again. But yeah, these Fiends are really hurt. Needs a statue. Desperately waiting for the statue, but man, Happy is giving Blade absolutely nothing. No kills, and of course, if there's no skeletons, then there's no experience from skeletons, and that keeps Blade on level 2. Second Drax.
Finally, the statue comes in. The Ziggurat earlier was a little bit late, so that statue could have been slightly faster as well. This time, the towers might indeed finish. Second barracks coming, tier 3. Mountain King, that is the standard nowadays. We should also expect workshops. That second Rax is super early, by the way.
Yeah.
And rifles! Rifles! That is not the standard.
Hawk's chat was probably right. The blacksmith here next to the town hall. So he can go for rifles quickly with Mountain King. But yeah, the statue is a blessing for Happy. This tower about to finish. Once again, no repair.
Lumber is still low here for Blade. He doesn't have rifle upgrade yet, does he? No. 400 range only. That's pretty annoying to play with.
Careful.
Needs to prepare that tower ASAP. That tower seems to be going down. It's a painful loss.
Absolutely. Archmage also had to invest into the potion to not get nuked. But here's the MK. Finally crowd control. Finally some real damage. But yeah, how do you fix this lumber issue is a little bit the question. Tier 3 has started. That's of course always draining. Also the Sanctum started. Plus a little bit of repair. Now long rifles are coming in. Blade, what can you do with this as Happy is on level 3 and 2?
Archranger third against the rifles, understandable. Wants to snipe them one by one, turn them into skeletons. Normally, against the Knight standard, he would just be going Pit Lord probably, try to break the expansion possibly. But the rifles are dying quite quickly over here. The level 2 coil now doing plenty of damage as well. And this AM still struggling with the level 3.
Yeah.
I wonder if perhaps humans should start incorporating the green camp. Outside the main, that green camp can be done before the expo, theoretically. But it's getting skipped a lot. But if you're stuck on level 2 like this, it's really painful.
I gotta ask Todd about that probably. That's a nice little snack and pickup for Happy. Sells the replenishment potion, buys the circlet. That's a Happy move if I ever saw one. Just more damage onto this Lich.
It finally has a lot of gold and is going for a workshop. And the Paladin. But Happy's ready to fight. His 50 supply is looking a lot scarier than Blade's currently. And only one tower left at the expansion. Super easy to assault this base. Arcane Tower doing a bit of draining. AM finally got that level 3. It was well beyond time.
Yep. Everything's so hurt though.
But he's all hurt.
And there's good AoE from Destroyers from the Lich as well. And yeah, Ray's dead. We haven't seen too many skeletons in the early game, but now Happy is raising them one after the other. Footmen are just a feast for Happy. Now there's Burrow, and I don't think there's Reveal. Nope.
Blade might be falling apart right here. He has Priest coming in. Okay. The forces of the human just seem laughable. A couple of peasants coming in from the main. Knights, though. Transition into knights. Those might do a lot better.
Stormbolt on the DK. He does everything to somehow get Happy out of his face. Priest in trouble is dead. Archmage gets coiled. There was a TP, but not to the Expo. That's more time for Happy to do damage on this already wrecked Expo.
Fortunately, he didn't wall off, so he's not blocked inside his main. This Paladin's healing desperately, desperately needed.
So many skeletons!
Peasants all switch sides, joining the undead in the afterlife. And Blade, what can he do now? Was rifles perhaps not the right call?
Hard to say. But yeah, what should he do now? Fear the Walking Dead is kind of what he should be doing. This Expo did pay for quite a bit. He is on tier 3 now, but we're back to one base. And Happy is about to pull the trigger.
Item there was Row of the Magi. That's not bad. But is it good enough? Happy with 3-3, 2 hero levels, looking strong. No tower in the main. Skeletons causing no ruckus there as well. But the Knights against Fiends are effective. Frost Armor at the moment lacking. Beautiful silence. Triple silence right there. Partly being dispelled. Pally in trouble. He might go down. No staff available. Didn't have the goal before to save him. Dark Ranger almost going down as well, but In will be there in the very last moment. DK a bit of mana left for one coil, using it there on the Dark Ranger. But the Knights are still effectively chasing these Fiends away for now.
0-0. Frost Armor coming into play now. So a Fiend goes down, trades it for a Knight, and that makes things good for Happy again. Bash coming out, and another one. Boom, that's another Fiend down. But how important are the Fiends at the moment? Especially compared to what's coming next. More Destroyers maybe, and Banshees.
Level 4 for the DK there was very important. Way better now to kite with Fiends. But yeah, the Knight damage is looking really good. That was 3 Fiends quickly going down, valuable XP. But still no level 3 MK, still no level 4 AM. And this Paladin has not even level 2.
What do you do against this Banshee transition from 2 temples?
Especially on one base, finding the proper answer. It's going to be very tough. We've seen before players trying with the mass Knights and mass Mortar team counter. But that, of course, falls victim then heavily to Destroyers. So finding the perfect army, not easy, especially of only one mining base.
Creeps are attacking this Destroyer quite a bit. Comfortable experience lead for Happy. Now gets the level 3 Dark Ranger. Even better Skeletons. And another Claws of Attack. Oh my god, this Lich is a dream.
Well, depends on who you ask. For Hawk, it might be a little bit more of a nightmare. For Blade, that is. But levels are starting to get there. Pally level 2. Divine Shield's going to be valuable. He keeps all the intelligence items on the Pally, so he wants to make sure he's going to have those Holy Lights to use. Level 3 MK would be a huge deal as well. But Happy with a 10 supply lead now.
Yeah, and Banshee Master is on the way as well. This is so powerful. Blade doesn't want to break upkeep. He's not in fighting shape yet. He needs 3 levels. 4, 3, 3 is where it's at. Can he really trade this? I doubt it. MK, Focus Fire, Holy Light, but for how much longer? Silence hits well. There is a staff. Could use it soon, but he wants to use the mana. Blade at the moment, not using the mana of the Mountain King.
Grumbled now flying onto the Dark Ranger. She's very hard to kill though. We have Frost Armor coming in as well. DK, no coil at the moment, but statues regenning over time more and more. The curse also so effective, especially against these Knights, and there's no breakers to reflect the curse back to the undead side. Again, trying with a Dark Ranger.
Not gonna work.
Which is a curious target. Even if she dies, Happy can still fight on. The AM, if he dies, that would be a very different story.
In a fire.
35 HP.
In a fire, probably saving here. Pally coming close, but what to heal? MK or Archmage, both are so important. And that is game.
1-0 lead for Happy, as many expected. And it looked decent for Blade at times, but the AM was stuck on level 2 way too long. I wonder if perhaps he should have played a slower creep route, do that green camp, as I said, then level 3 might have been, or should have been, definitely much faster.
Yeah, getting double ring is such a handicap here compared to getting any sort of damage. And it's not like you can run to a shop, sell them, and then buy a circlet or a claw, because you have to be on your expansion defending. The initial defense was good, he lost 1 peasant, but the follow-up from Happy killed, I think, like 3 or 4 more peasants, and that's usually pretty disastrous for the human when that happens, because it slows down everything. You have to send peasants from the main base, you slows down your tech, and you just fall like really far behind. And yeah, after that, once he lost the expo, there is almost no recovery possible. It was weird though what he did. He did like, what, 1 or 2 rifles? Almost as like a fake, maybe just wanted some extra damage in the first place. Then he went into Night Priest, which is not even really a thing. Usually you go double barracks, double workshop for Night Flying Machines. So definitely a bit unconventional what we just saw from Blade, and it just didn't work out at all.
Unfortunately not. So as in every single series so far, the favorite, the top seed, takes the first map and does it from there. Happy 1-0. Blade, can you strike back? A little bit of a break and then we're continuing this series. Oh, we're back, map number 2, and we are ready to load into Northern Isles. Little update here from Hawk. He just corrected his prediction in the chat, saying it's gonna be a 3-1 now for Blade.
Yeah, you know, just
like
had
that
to tread the waters a little bit. Blade, now he knows what's up, and here we go.
He followed that up with a crystal ball emote that he has as well with a smiley on it. So yeah, ever the jokester, but Blade's in real trouble. I don't know what the game plan is here, but he didn't veto Northern Isle for some reason, which is Happy's absolute best map against humans. So if he does the same build, I just don't know how he's going to be able to pull it off. Let's go and see.
Let's go and see. Indeed, he vetoed Concealed Hill instead, which is also to me a curious choice, but he certainly has his reasons to do so. Let's go. Will it be another 2-0 for the top seed in the match, or will we have a tied up series and make this a best of 3? Off we go, Northern Isles. Remo.
Yes, sir. Let's do this. Map 2. What are we gonna see? Is it gonna be a fast expo again into Rifleman? That looked a little unusual. It can be good if you get to 60, 70 supply rifles with a good backup with inner fire. They are strong, but in low numbers, only 2, 3, 4, they can get nuked and picked off so easy, especially with the undead. Always getting levels at the start, right? Having map control for a long time, you can get pressured really heavily. And on Titanhunters, the big problem we saw was that the level 3 came by so late because Blade probably didn't creep enough in the beginning. The big problem on Northern Isles is there is no good level 3 creep route to go for. So you can't even really do it any better. So this is, yeah, not an easy map. As Todd already said, it's especially horrific against Cryptlord. But Happy doesn't play Cryptlord, so that's something, right?
Absolutely. It's gonna be DK Tet Fiends once again for Happy, who actually had a little cheeky smile on his face after game 1. He is mortal, he's human after all. Shout out Daft Punk. Yeah, I'm really curious what Blade is doing. The altar points towards the expansion, so rather not Tuskars and Lab, but rather Green, Expo, and then followed up. Blade was so good at that in the old season, in the 2020 season, with his building positioning, with the execution of Northern Isles. But Happy is Happy, and he loves to raise the dead on this map and then push.
Town's under siege.
And that shall be again what we'll see. No ring this time for the AM, so a better start already. Here we go. We have gloves on both sides, which is a decent item. Later for the Lich can be quite valuable if he gets stacked up even more. Militia called. Almost everybody knows that Happy always creeps the double green for instant level 2, so you should be safe to do this at the start unless Happy changes course, but no, he does the same again. In Human Mirror, Happy truly is very predictable, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be easy.
Absolutely not. If you execute everything perfectly, then how can someone break you? That's the problem here. Crystal Ball emote in the chat. I mean, another silver lining here, Remo. In the first game, he didn't have dust to reveal the fiends that were borrowed, so now he has a solution to that problem.
And we're gonna see the Blade trademark bouncer footy on the left, but no tower in the back to protect more of these peasants. Nice little block there. DK coming in. All right, we're gonna count the peasant kills. Very important. AM is pressuring the DK, doing a good job of that. 150 HP only left. Watch Elemental and Footies dealing with the skeletons, and he killed 0 so far. Zilch!
About to say, Remo, I'm not the best at counting at math, but that to me is thumb to index finger 0.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Happy with a slight mistake. His fiend came in a little bit later. Ideally, it should be there right away when you're doing this pressure build. But the DK forced away. And that's because Blade perfectly controlled his units exactly the way he's supposed to. Watch Elementals deal with the skeletons. The AM is standing between the skellies and the DK, always firing at the Death Knight, and some footies also there to pressure the DK. Beautiful defense by Blade, and didn't even have to make that tower early, which means he had the Town Hall finished even faster. This is about as good of an early game as you're going to get against Happy.
This is incredible. Also, the 2 footmen were blocking the passage here at the lab, so Happy was moving around a little bit more. Once again, not really efficient, not creeping, not doing damage. This is always what you want to do. And Blade parking a water elemental here saying, hey, are you coming here? And this is the case here between Shop and Forest as well. So if Happy comes for a second round, then Blade would have known, and now he can be sure that he's safe for now. And that is, I think I've never seen a better human early game on Northern Isles.
Yeah, tremendous play by Blade. In the past, he used to do it with the bouncers. This time it was half a bouncer and good blocking. Really, really nicely done. And the big problem with Northern Isles is getting that level 3, but Blade should get it here now if he's left alone. And why is he left alone? Because the DK was so low HP, Happy couldn't really pressure too well anymore. Normally, that's like a noob undead mistake, aka a mistake that I would make, losing too many hit points on the DK. But it wasn't a mistake by Happy. He was just forced to take so much damage because Blade did it perfectly. Blade did get level 3, some nice bonus damage on the AM. He's getting a blacksmith, he's getting a vault, he's getting some towers. Tier 2 started already. And Blade is looking damn hot map 2.
Incredible. What is Happy doing now? Is he seeking his luck in attacking even more, or is it a little bit of creeping? Archmage checks this out. Can I go for the shop? Rather not at this point. DK has full mana and a potion, so it can do something now. We get defend, 50% on the way.
And the one worrying thing here for Blade is he doesn't have too many footies. Okay, 7. Sorry, I missed the 2 at the back, but those 2 are very hurt. That's why he power built the shop. He needs that regen scroll ASAP. Should buy it right now, but he's trying to distract from that other tower, so it's gonna finish. 2 towers are gonna help out quite a bit against these fiends. First Nova gonna fly in, but Blade keeps back some of the footmen to heal them up. Ooh. That's the first mistake, I think, by Blade. These footies extending in too deep, but they had a purpose. They tried to buy time for the tower, and the guard tower shall finish.
Here we go. Also had 2 peasants on the left-hand side. I was really curious about that. So here's Blade's real force now. And Happy is diving a bit onto that tower. Repair is quick. And tier 2 is done. We have once again the second Rex. And Happy is switching targets from Blade's Expo to creeps and then maybe all the way to the main. It's level 3.
Punishment potion right now is real juicy. Blade would love to cancel the healing, but good positioning on the DK. Gonna get level 3. Now can use the level 2 coil to heal the fiends. Tier 3 rushed again. No rifles yet. Workshop. Okay, this might just be Knight's Gyros though.
MK coming once again. Do we have a blacksmith actually? Yeah, we do. And Blade parks himself far in the back. Another regen scroll if he needs it. And contesting the shop now. He will probably not get too much, but he's not gonna give that to Happy for free.
Nova secures the kill. Sobi Mask. Great item. That Nova means that the footies couldn't get Nova'd, and I think this is what the top humans do really well. They threaten with the footmen to go in, but they don't overcommit. They don't overextend. They don't throw them away. Especially Chimiko and Sok are masters at this. And Blade also minimized footman losses very well. 2 footies only died so far this game. Maybe 3, 2 or 3. And that is absolutely tenable. MK coming out now. Now we have Stormbolt to work with. And Blade is counting the seconds until tier 3. It's still going to be a little while. But he'll be there somewhat soon.
We do have backpack and we have an Orb of Corruption on the Fiend. So that is going to be one big power spike. Maybe in combination with the Dark Ranger once again. Is it the Pit Lord this time? It is the Pit Lord this time.
By the way. Why no second workshop? He's got so many resources here, Blade does. He is going gyros, but only off of 1 workshop.
He wants to cut that corner. Might bite him later. 1,400 gold. And here's a big Happy push. Haven't seen that in quite some time. Rain of Fire onto the workers. Damages them all. But they are still doing their duty and repair.
Was the only Rain of Fire. He's out of mana now. Great job there with the Arcane Tower. Did exactly what he had to. Surrounds 1 fiend right away with the Stormbolt and the footies. And what does he do? Footies get 1 kill, but he doesn't overcommit. He's going to fall back, waiting again for the fiends to be distracted and be attacking these buildings. And this is all buying time. All buying time for the higher tech as tier 3 is about to finish for Blade.
How much impact can this MK have? He still has a lot of mana. Same goes for Happy's DK at least. Lich very hurt in mana. Hurt in mana? No, very low in mana. The Destroyer very hurt, even though there was only 1 or 2 flying machines, and this seems to be working, man. Paladin is coming, tier 3 out. Of course, Happy now with map control. It's just the nature of this matchup. Heal wards in the middle. Marketplace goes to the Russian. But Blade is okay going for the Tuskars now.
Dude, look at the production tab. This is the most confidence you can imagine against Happy. He's staying at 50, going for Animal War Train and Flag Cannons. Not even worried about going into upkeep. When he knows that Happy might be pushing in fact, he's going Sanctum now, anticipating a transition into Banshees already, and then later to get Breakers. Blade
That-
1500 gold. I wonder, is this perhaps a little too greedy by him?
Yeah.
Well, the expansion is still standing though.
For now, for sure. What is the answer by Blade? He does have footmen and flying machines. Knights, of course, well, should be streaming in. Production starts. There's still workers here repairing these towers. Happy can't break the towers.
And look at the patience by Blade. If Happy overextends, he's gonna go in, but he's biding his time. He greeted apparently exactly perfectly after that wonderful early game, of course, we have to say. And now we got Knights, we got the Gyros, and that Arcane Tower, dude. What a great job it did. Pitlord out of mana, Lich out of mana, but the DK is full mana, I guess. But these Knights are gonna come in and be quite powerful. All the Destroyers getting morphed. Happy wants to break these towers now finally.
Is this Enter playing? We do have a couple of gyros in the air. 7 of them. Can't web all, but can nuke a couple. Happy using the Elu. Wow, this is immense damage on Fiends on the ground. He didn't use too much web. There's still gyros in the air. Second Fiend down. Paladin in a little bit of trouble. This heal ward is being cancelled as well. Destroyers chased. And Blade, can he weather this storm here? 55 supplies still for him. Pally in a little bit of trouble, but Lich also has no nuke anymore. And DK, that was the second last coil.
Aggressive Holy Light takes out another Fiend. So many have died already. And when there's no Fiends, the Gyros have a good time, but perhaps not good enough. AM gonna TP out again. Don't overextend. Don't lose too much. The Destroyers did win the air fight, and we questioned it before. Not having a second workshop.
Yeah.
Was that the right call?
That hurts him big time now. Blade down to 45. But Happy is running out of steam maybe. A statue came in right at the fight. So there is regen now. The guard tower is down. Massive repair on this arcane. He wants to drain the hero's mana and is doing a good job so far. Very conservative movement with the gyros. Never getting too many of them wept and now can start reproducing them. 50 food Blade.
The Arcane Tower finally fell, but that was the best Arcane Tower I've seen in a long time. He drained so much mana. Or it, I guess it is. Especially against the Pit Lord and the Lich. Wonderfully done, and later also against the DK. Happy's levels, though, looking real strong. Pit Lord gonna get level 3 right here. And Blade would love to go to the red camp up there, but without a TP, that's a little too dangerous.
Yeah, no chance, really. We have a ring +4 on Happy. Couldn't be, of course, good on the Pit Lord. But yeah, exactly. What you said in the very early game. What to do, where to creep now. Red spot and the lab on the bottom right, plus like Happy South, is the only region with experience, except from this red camp. And Happy is accelerating, creeping right here, is getting the red camp, is getting the item. That's a big one right here. Ancient Django.
Oh my god, even more movement speed for these already fast Fiends. Frost Armor, trying to save the Fiend, not quite gonna be good enough, but gonna slow down the human here quite a bit. Rain of Fire against the Gyros, is that good enough? So far, Destroyers still all standing. Happy's Destroyer control, of course, always outstanding. The best in the world. One now dropping low, but so is the Pally, so is the MK Blade. In trouble here with his heroes.
Needs the Holy Light. The Pally has a potion, needs to use that soon. DK catches a Stormbolt, interestingly. Are the Gyros still on the hunt? I think so. They might have killed one Destroyer. Happy at 57. But the Mountain King is in trouble here. Lich has Nova. Oh, there it is! He was too conservative with his Pally mana. Or was Holy Light on cooldown? I'm not too sure. But there was plenty of time, I believe, to use it. And that's the MK 6 feet under.
Yeah, could have used perhaps 2 Holy Lights in that time. I guess he just forgot about it. And again, the low gyro count. Never able to fully overwhelm the Destroyers. It's starting to become quite heartbreaking here, Neo. This was such a beautiful game by Blade. But I think the one mistake is that he didn't make a second workshop. And that little thing might cost him this game.
Always hard to say from our perspective, or easy to say from our perspective. But yeah, and then I feel like this happens to him a lot. As good as Blade is in almost every regard of this matchup, he's not spamming Holy Light as much as he could. That's the thing for about a year. And this Town Hall is about to be broken.
Yeah, this one will be going down. Absolutely. I think Blade's not out of it yet, though. There's lots of creeps still for him to get. If he gets 4-3-3 levels, lots of stuff is still possible. He's got a good army. He's got the Knight Gyros. He's finally got a decent gyro count. And 1-1 upgrades on them. Happy's chasing for more, though.
He's hungry. He smells blood in the water. He doesn't want to give Blade the time to use his bank, which he has now used, but it's still a little bit of a queue. Left and right. Gets a Fiend for free in the bottom. And he can't web all the gyros again. But Nova is so strong. Mana is just available for Happy all the time.
Pit Lord getting almost surrounded. Getting surrounded. Wait a minute. He might be dead. With the Orb of Fire coming in, yeah, he has to TP out to save the Pit Lord. And that one will survive. A couple of gyros going down. Again, all destroyers survived. 5 destroyers now.
It's incredible.
If Blade gets like 20 gyros, that could be insane experience for him.
That's a lot of the supply for Happy, of course. And if he fights once without mana, then that is clearly an issue, as they are bad fighters. Pit Lord getting the claw +9, that makes the Lich really happy, on top of attacking very fast. He's now hitting hard as well. But Blade is getting that one moment to creep a spot. Is that another crystal ball? Are you kidding me? But okay,
MK3, Pally 2,
Yeah.
big levels.
64.
Game, it's not over yet.
Dispel coming as well for some priests. Upgrades 1-1 for Blade, 0-1 for Happy. It's not revealing the gyros yet.
He wants to come in from the other angle so the destroyers can't kite too easily. That's pretty cool. Needs to be careful with the Rain of Fire though. Gyros taking lots of damage from that. Pit Lord surrounded again. Heal potion transferred. He's trying to fight out, but he might lose the third hero. Coil coming in. Heal potion as well. Everything to keep this Pit Lord alive.
What about the air fight though? The destroyers, they take out the gyros, all of them. Pit Lord is falling, but his job's done, I guess. How fast can he re-establish an air force? Oh, I don't think he can. Holy Light, but Coil is stronger than that. Blade is down to 47. Happy moving away in supply. And no expansion to fall back to anymore.
Staff is on cooldown. MK in trouble. There's going to be a Nova in just a moment, but MK does seemingly get away. Red Camp. Blade would love to get it. The missing level 3 aura. Level 2 aura, I should say. Really painful, and just a couple of gyros easily get sniped.
Can't afford them to be donated away. They're too important. You need to win the air fight. Level 5 on the most important heroes on DK and Lich. Pit Lord back from the tavern thanks to a ghoul. But yeah, Blade, what do you do now? Scratching your head? Rethink the decisions you made. There's nothing
gonna
left.
wait to give the experience here to the Pit Lord. Oh yes, he is. It's gonna be Pit Lord 4.5 then.
That's incredible. Cut gas, pipe the dream.
Oh boy.
Happy's,
Django and Khadgar's, by the way.
Happy's item hack is the best in the game. But if you are in a situation where you are able to creep both red spots on Northern Isles, then that's it. That can't be allowed usually.
Well, he's back at 51 supply. Still 5 destroyers.
51.
Before he had 12 gyros. That was not enough to deal with these destroyers. He needs more. He needs like 15, maybe 20.
And they even came from behind. What more can you do?
Ladies. He's done a lot this game. But just barely it didn't seem enough. Very close game here so far between the two. Of course, now it's looking very favored for Happy. That Hero Nuke especially. That Coil Nova, dude.
Yeah.
This AM is living a dangerous life. He's got 525 HP only.
Yep. Okay, dude. This is not gonna be easy.
Dude.
Happy pushing for the 2-0. Tower gone. Destroyers healthy. Is this amount of gyros enough?
At
Nova.
level 3 Nova. Oh my god, so much damage. Slows down the knights immensely.
And that's the last gyro. No workshop no more. Casual coil on the paladin, who of course can't heal himself. Man, these Novas are just destroying these knights. Last ditch effort. Happy is kiting back. Number of fiends is okay. And not going for the rain of fire yet. Heavy focus on the pit lord, who's close to 5 and can now cast the AoE.
Didn't hit the gyros too well, to be fair. One destroyer went down, but the DK in the back trying to deal with the flying machines now. Knights stuck in the front. That rain of fire hitting very well, though. It's a lot of gyros going down. Pit lord is level 5 now as well. And the gyros pretty much all disappeared.
And so will the knights in a second. Oh boy, this is a feast for the undead. Wouldn't be surprised to see a level 6 here, and Happy's destroyer micro is again insane. Not much anti-air left, actually. There's nothing left, and Blade calls the game. Stressful game 2. Almost a perfect early game, but maybe 2 crucial moments here. Not having a second workshop and losing that hero when he didn't need to. And that's enough to lose a game against Happy.
Yeah, that was a good effort by Blade, but not quite enough. Yeah, you mentioned it's the Sanctum. I think he was just reading into the situation wrong. He just thought that Happy was going to do the same thing as he often does when you start going into a lot of knights, and then just drop one temple or two and start going into Banshee. So he just tried to get cute and guess what Happy was going to do, but Happy was doing the opposite. He was going for a lot of destroyers and committing to the aggression onto the expansion. If he had had the second workshop and he spammed flying machines, there was a chance he could hold and be in a much better spot. But yeah, Happy, like, on this map, you see what happens if you let this map be played. He just creeps the whole map, gets both threads. Even at the end, actually, like, Happy used the Dark Ritual on the Fiend and denied level 3 from the Palace. So he's just so clean on everything. And it's it takes so much to even win one single map against him in this matchup.
Yeah, not only both of the rats, but also the shop and the marketplace and one of the labs. This is just incredibly hard to catch up to that experience gain. Okay then, 2-0 for the Emperor. He's pushing for his 5th semi-final in a row. But next map is Amazonia, and Blade is fighting hard to prevent that. So a little bit of a break and then the conclusion or the start of the comeback. Be right back. Back at DreamHack, it feels very familiar. The favorite is taking a 2-0 lead, and Remo, you know me, I'm a man of pattern and stuff. So Blade is gonna win that map.
All right, if you say so. Amazonia, no less, is the choice. Todd and I briefly talked about in the break. Blade choosing Amazonia. It can be a tough map, especially at the natural creep. And gonna have a regame here. But yeah, he didn't choose Lost Refuge, which is sort of weird. That seems to be one of the better human maps nowadays. But maybe just a map he feels comfortable on, Amazonia.
Is this a hint towards the Rifles 1 base? Because on this map, I think that's one of his, maybe the better map for this. Because you get like a lot of big camps, items all the time, and you can go into doing the big red camp, the golems, which also give an amazing item. Or would he still try to expo on Amazonia? That's the question here for me.
We have seen it successfully done in the past by Sock, for example, in big tournaments. I think there were some ladder games as well against Hawk that Happy lost. But yeah, if, you know, it happens so often that just 4 skeletons run in, suddenly 5 peasants die, and it feels bad.
And also, is there any chance that Happy does something different? Or does he only save the Lich first for the mediocre French humans that he meets in tournaments?
Yeah, I remember a map with a lot of ghouls there. That was quite a statement win, for sure. We will have a rehost here in a second. Do you guys see the map already? I don't yet.
No.
Oh, okay. So waiting for that to come up. Blade with his back against the wall. That's a very uncomfortable situation to be in against Happy, as we saw in Winter. Even if you have a 2-0 lead, that doesn't mean that you win this series. And now Shu is on the other foot right here. But maybe we can start accelerating with the win here. The other 2 remaining maps are Autumn Leaves and Last Refuge. And our game is indeed up now.
Hog?
Oh, we need, we're waiting for the players at the moment, and then we go. A win in the next map for Happy would of course mean semifinals. That would mean $800 ice cream money and 190 EPT points, which will of course grant him or save him the first spot in the EPT point ranking, as he's winning the ESL Cups so often. Every Monday, ladies and gentlemen, Asia, Europe, Americas. We got the ESL Cups right there. Would be cool to see more of you guys in these cups as well. They're fun. There's $100 on the line and some EPT points as well. You might end up against Happy or Foggy down the road, but hey, that is a lot of experience and you learn from your losses, is what Remo always says. And if someone is right about stuff in Warcraft, it is definitely Remo. And it feels like we need another little break. Not a break, just a rehost. Sometimes you end up on the wrong server. Didn't happen too often this tournament, I guess.
Dude, I refuse to mention it because I thought we might jinx it. But now it did. It's the first time, actually. This is the first time. Hopefully it won't happen too many more.
Okay, since we have some time, we might summon a certain someone, Todd.
Should we?
I mean,
is it time?
What
is
better
there a gymnasium in Moldova where there is a coach wearing a tracksuit with the country's colors, rocking an epic sax guy little pin on his suit as well, because it's Moldova, of course. And would he happen to have any advice for dear Blade here, who's struggling and happy right now?
I do. And you know what? It's going to be very short. Play as amazingly as you can, Blade. Early game looked outstanding. Just make a second workshop. Knight's Gyros, it is a simpler army, but it's very effective against Undead. Don't go into breakers too early. Don't try to be too fancy. Just spam those Gyros out. Maybe he thinks, from his ladder practice, that only one workshop is enough, because against most Undeads, the Gyros easily overwhelm the destroyers quickly, but Happy has the best destroyer micro by far in the world. He gets way more value out of them, keeps them alive way longer than anybody else. So get the second workshop, spam out those units. The rest, the fundamentals, looking amazing. Just get that second workshop, bro.
I can see it clear as day. If Blade wins, he's gonna, like in the Olympics, run towards his coach, jump into your arms, and then you're gonna carry him around. It's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, that would be quite something. Would love to see that as well. As we are getting ready for game 3, it is up now. And yeah, Amazonia, super hard to expand. What Todd said is quite interesting, man. Is Happy switching it up? We've seen him with a Lich a lot in mirror matches, of course. He embraces this Lich so much, not only in that mirror matchup, but also like in every other matchup. He's pimping that Lich. He's always taking care of that sad Lich. So maybe it's time to play him here against with a fast level 3, lots of Nova.
Yeah, the good thing about going Lich and Ghouls is that if you're facing an expansion, you can rush and kill infinite amount of peasants. So that's the way you get ahead. So, but if Blade goes rifle on one base, technically it shouldn't be too bad against that style either. So Happy has he has to take that in consideration. It is reminiscent though. The last time that I saw Happy do this, it was after he was up 2-0 as well, and Amazonia was third map, and he destroyed his opponent.
All right, let's see if history is a flat circle or if we get the Ted Fiends once again. Map 3, match points for the Emperor, punching for the semifinal against Hawk. I was hoping for some inner fire rifle advice there, Remo, but can't really get that, serious mode enabled here at DreamHack Open Summer. We have Happy in the yellow, bottom left-hand side, and Blade fighting for survival in this tournament from the upper right.
Coach Remo has a reputation to uphold, Neil. You know, like I gotta give the best advice I can. And that seems to be the best strategy. Fast expo into night gyros. Not hard to play, and it is hard to play. Not easy to play is what I wanted to say.
Especially against Happy. That's so easy. That's so simple.
Not easy to play, but if you do it perfectly, it is usually the most reliable and best style. Rifles, inner fire, one base. It's cute. It's cool, but it has some serious weaknesses. Serious downsides and weak points in the strategy that can be punished, especially by Happy, who is nowadays pretty familiar with that style. It used to be meta, or like semi-meta, when he was in WGL the first time and won that tournament, which is already now 2.5 years ago or something. Jamiko played it back then, and many others as well. But nowadays it's again all about the Fast Expo. And Fast Expo on AZ, that can be a rough time sometimes.
Yep, that is a tough spot that you have to go through. With slow, with a boulder. You can't pull them out and then they don't use it, but it's also easily harassable as the base to expo distance is so close to each other. Happy is hanging around here with the Acolyte. Can it still be a clean creep?
Of course, he must not allow a steal, and he shall not. A bit more experience for the AM, but Happy got the scouting info, and for that reason can safely creep up at the trolls. This is pretty much meta, so ideally the AM shouldn't even continue or finish creeping the green. AM ideally should be walking over there and put more damage on the DK, but Blade is sticking around over here, got a circlet, got some slippers, pretty good items.
Alright then. I somewhat messed up the zoom, unfortunately not resetting at the moment. Which is unfortunate, but hey, I have to live with it then, I guess. Footman scouting the main. One Acolyte is hurt, but yeah, here we go. Natural expansion creep. Happy trying to disrupt this, has 2 coils left.
Yeah, when you pull the creeps like this, it's very hard to trigger the AI, mess with the AI the way the humans want to do it. Is it gonna work out? Well, the Mud Golems are casting the slow, and here we go. The mad frenzy of creeping the natural. Lots of things can go wrong here. Let's see how Blade does it.
So far, damage on the DK is good, but not overwhelming. First Militia is hurt, and Happy is shocking around. Oh, almost a long-range coil. Just turned night, but as if you could prevent Happy from getting kills.
Again, wonderful play by Blade. The AM is between the creep camp and the Death Knight and always firing away at the DK. He stole the last hit with the Fiend! Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Normally on this map, You're supposed to safely get level 3, but not if that happens. Catastrophe for Blade.
What a disaster. There was a skeleton and a fiend, and the madman is getting the last hit because he's that damn good. That's a punch in the gut. Being down 2-0 and then this happens.
Such a big problem. How is he gonna get level 3 now? He could theoretically go to the Murlocs, but then he exposes his expansion again. The DK is quite hurt, so it's hard here to be aggressive. Blade has to scout all lanes. Footy in the left, AM in the middle. Okay, he's gonna get level 3 here fast from the kobolds, but there's nothing protecting the Expo right now.
That's an invitation to harassing this. There's a new Rod of Necromancy, summon the dead, and go continue kill this one. Taskmaster can't even pick up the item because he's needed in the defense.
Gonna be a very different story this time. There's gonna be many more peasants going down. It's all because the AM didn't get 3 and had to get it from the middle because of that sick last hit. Oh my god. More peasants dying.
Wow, GG, well played. Boom, that is it. You don't fast Expo on Amazonia versus Happy.